All right, you ready for this?
So, yeah.
Army of Virginia parents unite against critical race theory insanity. Quote, our protests won't stop. Let's watch.
Well, are you worried about the fall? I mean, you're worried about what's going to happen in the fall, right? Because obviously this year is come and gone. And I'll put that to you, Rachel. Do you think that this message has gotten across where you actually will change the curriculum, or else the parent protest won't stop?
The parent protest won't stop. I mean, we are an army of moms and parents that will not stop until we're heard. So they can mute our mics, they can arrest us, they can kick us off of public property. We're not going to stop. They're passing laws saying in July 1st, after this, in the fall, they will fire any teacher that is not culturally in agreement with the school board and their tactics. This is insanity in America. This isn't freedom of speech.
Right.
It's not freedom of religion. It's racism, and it's cloaked in socialism.
All right. Okay, let's read. Loudoun County parents are speaking out against critical race theory in their school district, with one mother, Rachel Pisani, telling Fox and Friends Wednesday they will not stop until they are heard. Well, first of all, the fact that you get on Fox News by definition means you are heard. You have been heard. Now, if you meant to say we will not stop until we get what we want, okay. Feel free to continue going. I'll content mine it and I'll talk about it and make fun of you, right? But to say that you won't stop until you're heard, you've already been heard. You got on Fox News, so you won? Does that mean you're going to stop? Does that mean it's over or the protest done? You got heard. You're on mainstream media. You got on one of the largest fucking cable programs, right? Is that it? What the fuck? Oh, watch the full interview. Oh, shit. The full interview. Whoa. Whoa, folks. 6:30. Okay, let's watch. We're watching.
The Western culture and values that brought forth Christianity in the founding documents are being called evil and racist.
I'm reminded of the tyranny of communist China,
What?
where your money is legally stolen and then used in government schools, not public schools. These are not public schools. These are government schools, like here, to indoctrinate children against their parents.
My child is not oppressed, and don't assume that. As long as you Marxists push your unconstitutional agenda on my child, she will not be returning back to Loudoun County schools.
Yep, a heated scene. I don't need to tell you if you watch that playing out in Loudoun County, Virginia, where hundreds of parents push back against the school board over the district.
Yo, maybe there are some good cops. Holy shit.
No,
I'm
also
just
been
kidding.
the epicenter of the fight against critical race theory in the
Do you
classroom.
see this
Look at
motherfucking cop's
Theater
ass
reactor panel
jiggling?
of Loudoun
Wait,
County.
what the fuck? Did you see that? This motherfucker's like twerking on this person.
Against the
Like,
school
what
board
is
over the
happening? Look
district's
at this.
transgender policy and other things.
Whoa,
The
did I hear
district has also
trans?
been the
I was too
epicenter of
busy
the fight.
focused on the cop butt. Transgender policy? Alright, hold the phone, folks.
I need to tell you if you watch that playing out in Loudoun County, Virginia, where hundreds of parents push back against the school board over the district's transgender policy and other things. The district has also been the epicenter of the fight against critical race theory in the classroom. Look at this. Here to react to a panel of Loudoun County parents, conservative radio host Joe Mobley's here, along with Paul Chen and Rachel Pisani. Rachel, let's start with you. What was the goal going in? What ended up happening that cut everything off yesterday?
You know, the goal was really parents being able to speak and express their concern about CRT and the fact that our school board wants to indoctrinate
this is
our
okay. Let me just say, this is always a thing that right wingers do. First of all, I just want to say I'm a speedrunner, right? I come from a hobby where people will play old video games on old televisions. And there's an old television that has the abbreviation CRT. It's like fucking like cathode ray tube or some shit like that. It's, you know, the big ones with the big like, and so like, you know, those process things a little bit differently in older video game consoles compared to new TV. So every time I hear the term CRT, my brain is like, wait, are they talking about televisions? But anyway, so this is something that they always do. They always try to have abbreviations and acronyms. Right? Like, it's not Black Lives Matter, it's BLM. It's BLM! The big boogeyman, BLM, right? It's not anti-fascism. It's all capitals, Antifa, right? I've even seen people put like the periods in between each letter of Antifa, thinking that it's an acronym, right? They always try to turn things into acronyms because you don't want people to hear critical race theory. First of all, critical race theory, horrible name for anything. Like, it doesn't make any sense whatsoever, and it doesn't give any information, right? They do this thing with Black Lives Matter because they don't want you to think Black Lives Matter. They want you to think BLM. Because if you say Black Lives Matter and I hate Black Lives Matter, what is that? First of all, that's grammatically doesn't mean anything. I hate Black Lives Matter? What? That's not a sentence that exists in the English language, right? If you were to say, I hate black lives, right? I mean, okay, at least that's a sentence. I mean, you're a racist motherfucker, but at least it's a sentence, right? At least it's a sentence in the English language, right? But when you say something like, I hate Black Lives Matter, that makes you look illiterate. It makes it look like you've never gone to school in your life, right? And so that's why they shorten things. They make abbreviations. I hate BLM. And then people go like, oh, I know what BLM means. Right, and that's what they're doing with critical race theory. It's CRT. It's CRT. It's not critical race theory. What is it? Critical race? I mean, I think it's a bad name, but you can at least think about, okay, being critical of race theory. It's a bad name. Like Black Lives Matter is succinct and to the point. But my point here is that they always do this kind of thing where they try to abbreviate things, they try to make things acronyms to take out as much meaning as they can, but will still, try to fucking shit talk it all. So I'm just like, that's a little strategy, a little dog whistle you have to understand. Is right-wingers will, look at Democratic Party and Democrat Party. That's another one. So anyway.
Children, we do not want to co-parent with our government. We want to be able to instill beliefs and instill our faith in our children without hesitation.
Joe, do you think you're being heard? And the fact that they cut this off, does it make you feel as though they're trying?
I mean, again, you are objectively being heard. Like, I'm hearing you right now. So, if your goal was to be heard, you got them. The goal accomplished. Go home, folks. You got heard.
Trying to cut you off.
Absolutely, we're not heard. If anything, last night proved that this school board, and in particular Brenda Sheridan, have a real problem with the First Amendment, all the way from religious expression, freedom of conscience, to freedom of speech and expression. I think that's clear by last night.
So is your goal to win over the Board of Education or to replace them? And I'll bring that to you, Paul.
Yeah, absolutely, Brian. The goal has been started about 7 or 8 weeks ago, and we are trying to recall the school board. 6 members out of 8 or 9 members we're trying to recall, because if we don't, these radical policies will not change.
So, are you worried about the fall? I mean, you're worried about what's going to happen in the fall, right? Because obviously this year is come and gone. And I'll put that to you, Rachel. Do you think that this message has gotten across where you actually will change the curriculum, or else the parent protest won't stop?
The parent protest won't stop. I mean, we are an army of moms and parents that will...
First she said they won't stop until you're heard. Now they just won't stop? Whoa.
Will not stop until we're heard.
Oh.
So they can mute our mics,
all right.
They can arrest
us. I guess they're going to stop. I guess the protests are over. I feel like they're over now, folks. I heard them. They're over. In fact, I don't this segment is getting a little boring. So I heard them. The protests are over, folks. Anyway, that shit's dumb as hell. Also, the fucking transgender policy, that was a little Easter egg just kind of snuck in there. There's a fucking transgender. What does that mean? Transgender policy. What does that mean? What? It's just let people use the fucking bathroom. First of all, no one wants to go to the bathroom at school, right? The bathrooms at a fucking middle school and high school are disgusting. They're awful. They're heinous, and you don't want to be anywhere near that motherfucker, right? So the idea that we're fucking doing this bullshit, the transgender, go fuck yourself, bro. No one cares about your bullshit. You're a loser, right? CRT and the transes. Like, that sounds like a fucking, like, poem I could write. Like, it's ridiculous. These motherfuckers are fucking ridiculous, dude. Like, I just, like, oh my god. We're not gonna stop until we're heard. Bitch, you got heard. You're on the fucking biggest cable news fucking, like, channel in the world. You fucking got heard. Next? What's your next mission? Like, if you want to say we're not gonna stop until we're heard, and then we get what we want, okay. But you said you're not gonna stop until you get heard. I'm sorry. I love focusing on language like that. It's so fun. But anyway, motherfuckers are dumb as hell. Next.